Hey, everybody. Okay. Please welcome to the stage Óliver Laxe and Santiago Fillol. So, thank you both so much for coming out to the Music Box. Óliver, you just told me as the credits were running, the film could have been louder. How does the audience feel about that? Okay. So, diving into the Q&A, I wanted to just kind of start talking about how you arrived at the form that the film takes, because I feel like this is a film that withholds a lot in terms of character development and backstory and what's going on with World War III. When you were working together on the script, even though a lot of that explanation isn't there on screen, how much backstory did you both have in your heads as you were working on the script?
So when we started to work on the script, it was like 10 years before the starting of the shooting, I think. And we had a 100 pages script. So all the process of these 10 years was to arrive to a 50 pages script. That is the 54, I think. And so that was the purpose. Less pages, more space for cinema.
And Santiago, I mean...
Maybe we have 4 than we could cut.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Maybe there's 4 pages that are possibly cutting.
Okay, possible. But you're the screenwriter, not the director. You're okay with all of that, those other pages?
Of course. There's a lot of narrative and story and images and in emotion. In life, we know people in the streets and we don't know the backstories. We have to interpret the way they move, the way they live, the way they,
We have to imagine. I mean, if you put too much brain, too much rationality into your images, you kill images. And this is a problem nowadays on cinema, that every image is instrumentalized to say something. And when you want to say something, you don't say nothing, you don't evoke nothing. And I think cinema, we radically think that cinema has specific tools of expression. So we try to protect images from ourselves.
So I was watching the film again today because I saw it a few months ago on a laptop and then saw it here on 35, very different experience. And there are moments at the beginning where I kind of am saying to myself, I don't even need a story. I can just be immersed in this world of the raves. And obviously, you were not just making a film, you were producing these events. And I'm sure that you have just hours of footage of them. Is there some super cut of the film that is just images, like 5 hours of that? Is there more in terms of just...
No, I mean, we had only 7 weeks shooting. It's 35 days, it's not much for a film with so many visual effects. And no, we had first versions, we had 20 minutes more of rave. My intention was to really start with a scene extremely sensorial, magnetic, hypnotic, but it was too much. It was difficult for spectators at the beginning to find his place, And so we are really, we like to sacrifice. What you want when you make a film, you want to create a beast, an animal, something alive. So it's good when all the muscles, all the images are tense. We're happy to decrease from, I think it's 1 hour 50 minutes. It's enough.
Yeah, we love it.
And then, you also...
Well, the thing is, the thing is to consider that place where we are as a temple, as a place for catharsis. This is a place where we can still feel things that we are not feeling at life. And that's the purpose of cinema, I think. I mean, for me, it's to come here and to be penetrated by images and sounds and to feel really complex things, Our body, this is the mystery of cinema. I mean, there is a complex relation between images and our bodies, and so we trust on this.
Yeah, we believe that part of the phenomena with this film is there's a lot of movies that you have to understand, but really a small portion of movies that you have to experience, and we believe in experience, so something that passes by our bodies. So this is the kind of narratives that we believe in.
It's not that we don't want to say things, we say things, but on a subtle way, on a cinematic way. I mean, there is something else to develop about a human being that just showed him his fragility. All these ravers that they are not actors, they are just in front of the camera, they are themselves. There is something else to them, to know more about them, about their life. Do we really need to know? I mean, I think we feel them, we feel this vulnerability,
So,
masters are able to capture the soul, but masters.
So, I'm just curious, because you're talking about how it's an experience, how you had a script and a concept that kept being pared down, and you had to put a lot of trust, I think, in your cast, in yourselves, and in your crew to kind of get this transcendental experience on screen. I'm just curious, you said it was a short shoot, but how do you finance a movie like this when you're pitching people, right? And saying like, well, we've got this script and people dance and blow up and like how do you sell this to all of the people who, who had to make
it was
movies?
difficult. It's my fourth feature, and my previous 3 films went to Cannes, so I was awarded there, or I think we were building something, and in Spain we had someone on a television, on a broadcast, who trust on us. He didn't get everything, but he took risk with us. And look, we went to Cannes and we are nominated for 2 Oscars. I mean, it's when people are creative. The film is extremely risky. What is happening, the place we give to images, the ambiguity. To be clear is easy in cinema, television, But so it was, and I was particularly scared also to be misunderstood, making this film. It was heavy for me to hold, because now you just receive the massage of the film, so it's difficult to feel, to have a distance with what you watch. It's not good to speak about a film right out of the film,
especially on this one.
But we did it with good intention. We wanted to take care. Is the best way we found to take care of you, but through. We were pushing you to die, right? You die watching Sirāt, but it's a healthy thing. That was our intention, to die before dying, to train to die.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be a spectator and to have the experience. It's a privilege to be a spectator of fiction. In a fiction we can go to a gym for our soul and experience things that we cannot support in the real life. So we have that chance, and we really believe hard in that part. It's a gym of our soul.
So, for example, now we are making this meeting with the other producers, filmmakers nominated, and most of them they tell us this is a film that it's not possible to do in the U.S. In Europe, neither. I mean, it's really we really jump to the abyss making the film. I mean, there are a lot of films that they are courageous and they are, but when you approach the shooting, when you are financing the film, that's the moment when your legs are shaken, by fears. And this is the moment when you can betray yourself or betray the film. And I'm proud that we are Santiago, us and our producers, DOP. I mean, we are surrounded by people really committed to cinema, and I'm really proud that we really jumped to abyss making this film. We were more near to be a failure, for sure, or that the people leave the cinema,